You can see companies, for example, retailers like Target, where they have reported in their investor reviews that they expected over $600 million in losses for ORC for this 2024.
Today, we are doing this program due to the significant increase in losses suffered by retail companies. Additionally, the greatest need for companies of this type is timely inventory knowledge, which leads to better customer treatment and retention. The increase in crime poses a great challenge for security departments, but at the same time for the people in charge of smart logistics. Next, we will be presenting the interview with Mr. Alfred Navarro, representative of the company Sensormatic, a company that, with over 50 years, has created patented loss prevention solutions, among many other solutions. Moreover, it has evolved in recent years, positioning itself as the undisputed leader in areas such as RFID, intelligence, inventory, and topics like computer vision. Here is Alfred Navarro. Good morning, Alfred.
Thank you, Wilbur. Thank you for having me here. Thank you for having me at the offices of Smart Costa. For the ones that don't know me, my name is Alfred Navarro. I'm the North America channel leader for Sensormatic. And just to give you a little bit of background about myself, I have over 20 years in the industry in areas like point of sale, RFID, AIDC, and security more recently. And I'm here to share all my knowledge with you, especially now because many of these technologies are all coming together to help retailers to fight organized retail crime and to have a much more effective visibility on their inventory and getting that all together. So thank you for having me.
Thank you very much, Alfred, for that brief explanation about yourself. I would like to ask you, for a long time, we have been hearing about the problems in the retail sector due to the increase in criminality, but it is not something new. It is because of this that the technology market has grown in terms of physical security. However, tell us how you have seen the behavior in recent times and what are the most important actions being taken by the authorities and the technology companies that develop solutions for retail.
Of course, Wilbur. So let me tell you that what has happened in these late years, I would say probably since after COVID, is that retail shrink, it's been in the rise. It's been in the rise, and especially in the area what is called organized retail crime, or ORC, that it's now through the roof. You can see companies, for example, retailers like Target, where they have reported in their investor reviews that they expected over $600 million in losses for ORC for this 2024. So it is happening, is there. Every retailer that I talk to, they recognize that shrink and ORC, they are a big problem for them, and they want solutions. So what we're trying to do at Sensormatic, and especially with the help of our channel partners, is, as our President Tony D'Onofrio says, it's time for the good guys to take action, right? So we are the good guys. We're trying to help the retailers to combat, to fight ORC, to fight shrink, and give them the tools and actionable data that can help them reduce that.
All right, Alfred, I would like to ask you, I know you have been in the industry for a very long time, and that you have also been closely related to companies manufacturing solutions, logistics, and traceability. You witnessed the birth of technologies like RFID, transitioning from passive logistics to a logistics environment where companies had to automate to remain competitive among themselves. However, these were always separate issues, where the technologies and manufacturers were not the same and did not combine. Tell us what is happening in the industry right now, because we are seeing some particularities. Among companies like Sensormatic, ESOS, EOS,
Of course, Wilbur. Well, as you well known, I was present when the RFID technology was born back in my early days at companies like the Symbol Technologies, and when RFID was the big boom, and when everybody thought that RFID was going to take over the world, was going to take over the barcodes and everything, and then the big bluff when RFID went down. Think, no, this does not work as expected. It is very expensive. It has their challenges, and then since then the technology has been growing up, little by little, but exponentially. But now we have arrived to a point when RFID is blooming. Is blooming, and for things like what is happening today with the Walmart mandate, where Walmart is mandating several of their suppliers to put RFID on their products. So what's happening is now you have a lot of companies using RFID, and what happens is before RFID was considered a technology only for inventory tracking, right, in the supply chain and then in the retail store. But now RFID has also transformed into security. So RFID has been used also for the loss prevention part. So what's happening is the technology right now has a much higher ROI than expected, because before it was only considered for inventory. But when you consider inventory, but also shrink and loss prevention, you are actually multiplying the ROI for the technology. That is helping the technology to push and boom. And then with all the multiple players today, from retailers and vendors and channel partners, what happened is the technology is evolving much more quicker. We have much more companies investigating new ways of creating new labels to avoid the problems that RFID we know that has, making the equipment cheaper and better and more reliable to bring the solutions that we expect from this technology, that what we expected 20 years ago is happening now.
Well, Alfred, before we revisit some of the valuable aspects you have mentioned, what do you think about how loss prevention is evolving both in institutions and among the different participants of the services? Suppliers, channels, technology manufacturers. We have seen how security departments in companies are now collaborating with logistics areas. This is a phenomenon we did not see before. Please give us your point of view.
Wilbur, so let me tell you about it. One of the things that Sensormatic is doing, it's actually partnering with organizations like NRF, National Retail Federation Show, where we're working together and we're lobbying at the Congress in order to conscience the Congress about the problems of organized retail crime and loss prevention. Today, some of the laws are very relaxed that enforce or allow the thieves to get away with many things. So we are lobbying to try to make sure that gets that we have stronger rules that are going to help us and are going to help the retailers to reduce shrink. On the other side, as you well mentioned, what's happening today is that this technology that we have today for loss prevention is the same one that we're using for inventory and for inventory visibility. So those two walls, they are merging together. So that's why you are seeing many of the retailers that I visit, where the IT department is getting more connected to loss prevention department. In some cases, it's just about just coordination and really talking to each other, where before they really were two separate walls. So sometimes it's just connection. Sometimes even the loss prevention department is starting to be part of the IT department, or vice versa. But definitely they are much more connected, and that also translates to Sensormatic and to our channel partners. Because right now a loss prevention channel partner, it cannot only be focused on that. You have to act on both. So channel partners have to be ready to be proficient in loss prevention, but at the same time in RFID and inventory, in order to fulfill what the customer needs in that aspect. Either that, or they have to partner strongly in order to with another partners in order to provide the solution. But of course, it doesn't make sense in many cases when you can have a company or a channel partner that can handle both loss prevention and inventory visibility because they are both based on the same technology. So it is better to create a strategy that actually covers both worlds than have them siloed. And that's what's happening today in the retail world.
Since we have mentioned RFID as a highly efficient data capture technology, could you tell us about the before and now of this technology in your experience? Tell us about the return on investment today for companies, especially in retail, which has been the most sensitive sector to this technology. Tell us a bit about what you are seeing over there in the different companies.
What I'm seeing is I do talk with many retailers. I meet face to face with several retailers, and I would tell you that not one retailer has not mentioned that they have an RFID strategy. Every retailer that I spoke to have RFID in their mind or in their horizon, either in the short term or in the medium term, meaning 2, 3, 4, 5 years tops. Everybody's looking at this. And what's happening is that bringing both sides together, bringing the ROI that comes from the inventory accuracy and the ROI that comes from the loss prevention side, it multiplies. It makes the solution even more appealing from the ROI perspective. And if you add to that something that what we connect as omni-channel, right? Every retailer today, they have the physical presence, but they have also the online stores. And having been able to offer the product to the customer, it's important. And these two technologies help that. So it's not just about inventory visibility in the store or just about knowing if my products are being stolen, but it's also about customer service and make sure that we can serve our customers by having the product available for them. This technology is helping from both sides, from the inventory visibility and from the loss prevention to have better sales and more satisfied customers.
Alfred, let me ask you this question. Although loss prevention is a technology that specifically covers security and RFID, another technology that covers logistics and traceability, could it be said that they will have a history together within companies? Because before, it didn't happen, especially among retailers. Tell us what is happening in the industry and how the company you represent sees it.
At Sensormatic, we invented the acoustomagnetic technology. And now, from the loss prevention perspective, Sensormatic is taking advantage of the RFID technology to transform the exits, the traditional exits that we used to get the beep, into what we call smart exits. RFID has its challenges. It's not the same as acoustomagnetic. That is why many retailers, they're still looking into using both technologies. The acoustomagnetic technology from the effectiveness perspective, because there's no technology in loss prevention that is more effective at the time of detecting loss prevention, but using RFID from the smart part, using the intelligence that we can get from the RFID in really understanding that before, when somebody took something, we heard a beep on the pedestals, but we didn't know what was being taken off. By now, with RFID, we have smart data. We know that that person didn't leave with one shirt; they left with 5. So we know that the loss was not really $20; it was $100 that happened. So what RFID is helping us give intelligence to what is really happening in the loss prevention. It's helping us to really quantify what is going on at the exit. Really put a higher measure. And when we connect that to the other ecosystem, like the video, and then we take our software or newer software, shrink analyzer, that puts all together and transforms it into actionable data that we give to the retailers to do something. It helps the investigation teams and the loss prevention teams to make quicker and smarter decisions about loss prevention. They can build cases. Investigators can build cases against somebody much effective, and the loss prevention really can go back to the company and say, really, this is what's going on, because now we know exactly what when somebody is stealing, we know really how much are they stealing. They stole those five white shirts that they are $20 each, so we know that it was $100, not our average that we used to do before of, oh, if we think it's $20.
Well, Alfred, we have talked quite a bit, and among the topics of these two technologies that we have been specifically looking at, I would like to ask you what comes next. How much more awaits us? How would you describe a future ecosystem, Alfred?
What I can tell you in here is that the future is the present. What we see for the future for the retailers is what the present is, what Sensormatic is offering today to the customers through the shrink analyzer and the smart exits. So that's where it's going. The market is going to smart exits and providing the retailers with smart data that is going to allow them to combat loss prevention and ORC. But that's something that is the future for a strategy for many retailers, but it's something that is real today. It's tangible. Our shrink analyzer using smart exits and connected to the different technologies like video AI, like of course the acoustomagnetic, RFID, pedestals, and all connected to that data where we proactively give the retailers data collected by all technologies and with artificial intelligence really providing actionable data to the retailer that they can use in order to fight ORC and to fight loss prevention. So that's the future for the retailers, but it's a future that is here today. It's available for them. So now it's a matter of really, with Sensormatic and our channel partners, being able to showcase to our retailers these technologies and making sure that we tell them we have a solution now. We have a solution today. We have a solution that works today that can help you combat loss prevention and ORC in a very intelligent way. We are going proactively, we're going to give you the solution to that through shrink analyzer and the smart exits, which are covered by technologies like RFID, by acoustomagnetic, connection with the video, and with the point of sale data.
Now then, Alfred, we are already finishing up and trying to wrap up all the topics. I would like to ask you once more, freely, what would you say to the different people who are listening to this content? How do you think one should prepare to address these topics we have seen today, especially those companies that are suffering from criminality and are investing in inventory management? Please explain to us a little from within yourself, from your knowledge, from your experience. Go ahead.
Well, what I would tell to these retailers is come with an open mind. Come with an open mind because, yes, many retailers are focusing on how loss prevention used to look like using old metrics. The world has changed. I would say the retailers, you would be surprised. First, because today there's going to be many products that already have the technology that are going to make your investment cheaper. So it's probably going to cost you much less money than what you expected to have these solutions. Second, come with an open mind because the ROI is going to be bigger than expected. Now you're merging the ROI of two technologies. So that's going to make the ROI much more appealable. Before maybe the departments were skeptic to bring this to upper management because they did not see that they have enough ROI. Right now the ROI is very strong with a less cost of implementation, higher ROI, and then lastly, really, it's about customer service. It's about the customers, their customers. First of all, from the logistic perspective, being able really to provide in a very competitive retail world what the customers want. The customers want the product now. They want it now in the store, and they want it now when they are purchasing online and being able to pick up in store or being delivered to the house. That's very important to them. And then finally, it's about the experience, right? When with less loss prevention and more control ORC, customers want to go to the store and really have that shopping experience. They don't want to see the products closed in cages. They want to go and see the product open, being able to look and feel that they're in a safe environment where they can shop in freedom and be really there for their for the retailers how they were before.
Alfred, we have reached the end of this program, and although we know we have much more information to share with you, we thank you for your presence and all the knowledge and experience you bring from the Innovation Studio of Smart Costa. We hope to count on your support soon to bring these learning spaces with all the knowledge you have shared with us, which I know is available for all our clients, our associates, and our partners through our organization. We bid farewell to all of you. Today we have Mr. Alfred Navarro from the company Sensormatic, whom we also bid farewell to, and at the same time thank you for listening and reaching this point. Thank you very much and have a great day.